Hi, I'm Lee. The cultivation genre originated in China, where the early majority is set in a Chinese mythological background, mostly known as Xuanhuan. But there's also some completely unique worlds, just like your typical isekai. The genre wasn't as widespread internationally, but it had gained some traction in the Western medias, with Soul Land being one of the earlier ones getting international adaptations. Unlike your typical main character, your family usually stays alive, especially your dad. And as your most loving friend, I've got a few starter kits for you. Assuming you are a normal human being and not some other species in the world, you either got a super weak power and get despised, but later on its hidden potential will appear by itself or from a mysterious event. They'll definitely bring danger and enemies, but you got plot armor, right? Another one you could pick is an overpowered ability. You'll keep challenging higher ranked people, but often your strength will be hidden, only to be revealed when destroying your naive opponent's ego. What would your own unique ability be? Tell me down in the comments below. One of the cheat-like power that gained popularity lately is the system. It's like how Sung Jin-woo's solo leveling, except that everyone else can level up as well. You just got lucky because you can skip the hard grind by doing 100 push-ups a day instead of meditating years like everyone else. But what are you even leveling up at? These mystical powers are often improved through absorbing nature's essence, a Taoist concept called qi, but in some stories, mana or make-up names. But for easy understanding, let's just call it mana for now. It removes the impurity within you to achieve a better body and spirit through the energy. The amount of mana you can hold usually represents how powerful you are. The more you have, the more you could do. While meditating is the usual way to grow the power, there's definitely shortcuts. You could go to a sacred pond, absorb its super concentrated essence, or swallow pills that contains mana, or maybe just an ultra rare mushroom you found in the dark forest. And once you hit a milestone, for example, every 10 level, you usually need something to unlock the next stage. In Soul Land, it is to hunt down a magical beast to grant you its equivalent skill. As for the Xuanhuan ones, one of the criteria is to create a crystal from your mana to be able to upgrade your storage limit. It's kind of logical because it's more compact and more concentrated. There's a lot more mythological and religious reference, so I'm not gonna dive into them. Some milestones also give you ability like flying or unlocking skills, slots, etc., depending on the story. But like most stories, there's always good and evil powers. The usual one in Xuanhuan settings are the Taoist and Buddhist ones, sometimes even Confucianist. Their power systems are often slightly different, but as the MC you can have all of those if you want to. As for the evil ones, there's no exact implications to what they're referring to, but usually just make up factions and clans. Unfortunately, Korean and Japanese characters are often depicted as a villain due to Chinese government's internal agenda. The good ones rarely do that though, especially when they have a chance to try for the international market. The dark side often involves killing, blood sacrifices, and absorbing souls to level up quickly, as well as losing their sanity and moral compass along the process. But never exclude yourself from them though. As a competent protagonist, you should learn them and use them for good. After all, no power is truly evil, right? There's gonna be some weird ways to level up as well, especially if you got a freaky system.
You know what? I'm not even gonna say it this time.
New mission alert.
Oh, come on!
You might wonder why am I always using he. Most of these stories' target audience are teenage boys and the books often have a romance storyline, half of them being a harem ending. For example, these protagonists ended up with 5 wives, but there's certainly stories with female protagonists. So how do their relationships work? It usually results in a very family-like situation where her close friends keep giving her gifts and also comes out to defend her. It's kinda weird, but if you're a spoiled single child of a family, you might have experienced similar treatment. And in those cases, some of the villains are actually just jealous. Now that you started your life as a level 0, anyone could kill you with a touch of their fingers. But you know what could help you grow? Schools. Instead of maths, physics, and English, you get taught how to fight, use, and grow your power. Sometimes the name's not schools, but clans, factions, but you know, basically the same thing. There's gonna be an entrance exam though. For example, to join our faction of drawing and talk about interesting topics, you need to click the subscribe button below and join our Discord. But to join the one in the story, you gotta beat your opponents up or be really good at cooking magic pills. You go to classes, probably learn some side skills during it too. Do you want to smith weapons, cook pills, or maybe even fly a
Jet to holiday. And
Yes, I've seen all those in the books. The weapons are usually cold weapons, so there's no guns and such. It's a fantasy world after all. It's weird. As for the pills, it's kinda like medicine and one-time equipment. Some makes you level up, some heals your wounds, some makes you go berserk and fight twice as hard. And in some cases, they're used to revive your dead girlfriend. Oops, sorry for spoiling that bit. In less comedic stories, one of the family or maybe a close female character will sacrifice herself in the later stage of the story. Don't worry though, they're not gone forever, they will be back. You just have to work really hard to revive them. And when you've reached the maximum level, you become the god of your world, except if the audience thinks that it's too fast, then you have to continue the story by introducing a higher dimension. You ascend to a whole new world where everyone's on level 100 and you gotta reach level 200 now. Crazy, right? It does get repetitive a lot as the story structure is just a crazy dopamine machine. The success of it really depends on what is each arc revolving around. Is it figuring out Asian technology, learning a new skill, or simply just winning a tournament? Let's do a quick example right here. This ordinary boy was born in a rural village, awakening his power at the ceremony at 6. Everyone said that with such a weak power he'll never amount to anything, better just stay at home farming until he died of old age. But not giving up hope, he found a mysterious ring letting him absorb mana much faster than anyone. Before he knew it, he made it to the top magical academy of the country, although barely meeting the minimum requirements of level 15. Although everyone's average at level 20 there with the power of math pill cooking, his mana evolves to be poisonous, which makes him the unbeatable king of the school, and in the honor to participate in the international student tournament. His team was never expected to beat the other elites, but with the special pills he managed to prepare, he's able to double all his teammates' strength and win the tournament, getting an agonist that suspiciously resonates with his ring. After graduating at level 50, he joined the ranks of the military to fight the evil factions, and while doing that, the poisonous mana evolved. He can even heal people when he wants. It came at a cost too. The academy was destroyed and his girlfriend sacrificed herself to protect him, telling him that he's the only one who could defeat the Dark Lord. Having nowhere to return to, he went on to explore the world, growing his power, and spent a few years learning the secrets of mana. And then he revived his girlfriend, subscribed to the real estate, and finally became the second strongest person in the world. He then fought the evil leader, the strongest magician, and was at the brink of getting himself killed. Except that his dad suddenly came back from the grocery store and smacked a fatal blow in the guy's head with expired milk. The battle's finally over, and apparently his dad is secretly stronger. With the world back to peace and order, our boy goes back to the small village, peacefully farms and lives with his immortal wife for eternity. Oh, he revives right there. Also the princess, his teacher, and also the richest lady in the world. He ended up exhausted, but it's a good life. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, the structure is just gonna be like that. The literally junk food and isekai trash, but in text format. I do have a few book recommendations for them though, one of which being the Soul Land series, and the other one being Battle Through Heaven. But the latter one being slightly anchored to Taoist concepts does make it harder to understand for non-Chinese speakers. So you might want to start with Soul Land. You know, all this story is super male-centric. Is there something more female-centric? Look at this video about how artists end up drawing much more girls than boys. See you there.